Gwen, why do you get adjusted?
Well, medically, I have scoliosis in my neck. But as you also described, I carry a lot of tension in my neck and my shoulders, and it makes me feel so much better when I get an adjustment. Because if I don't get one, then I just feel like my body's just like starting to curl inward all the time, and I can't get like a full breath and move very well.
Yeah.
Feels like this hip is like up in the ribs.
Feels like your hip is like up in the ribs?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's so bad.
Okay. Quiet on set. Thank you. So Gwen usually comes into the office complaining of feeling compressed in a lot of areas, specifically the hips, the rib cage, and oftentimes up in the shoulders. She has a desk job, so she is working a lot of the time in a seated position, rounding forward, and feels a ton of that compression in her upper shoulders and upper neck. And so today we're going to be working on decompressing a lot of those areas. Mm-hmm. So the pelvis is basically our foundation of when we walk, move, run, jump, everything. And oftentimes the pelvis can get shifted in one direction or another or get restricted in those ranges of motion. And so sometimes we'll feel compression right in this big muscle right here beneath the rib cage and on top of the hip. Sometimes we'll feel just compression in general in the middle of the low back. And so what we want to do is open that up, create space here so that her muscles aren't so tight all the time, and trying to stabilize that whole area. Okay, Gwen, let's go on your side facing this way, please. That'd be delightful, right? Okay.
Shorter?
Well, just a little bit. Just like a little trim, you know? Okay, let's do a big breath here. And I'll go. Let your belly drop.
Oh my God.
Big breath here. Good, create that space. And now because Gwen sits at a computer all day, she tends to have a lot of tensioning in her upper back right between the shoulder blades here. So what we're gonna do is work on opening that up into extension, so not only can she feel better, but breathe better and have more room for her shoulders to move overhead when she is, you know, working out. And yeah, you're welcome. Okay, let's go ahead and sit up. We're gonna sit on the end of the table. Yeah, bear hug adjustment. You know this one. Let's cross the arms here. Round forward for me. So a lot of my desk workers, tech workers, because they're sitting all day, they feel that tensioning all the way from the top of their neck down to their shoulder blades because of this hyperflex thoracic spine. This adjustment is going to help us find extension in this area so we can open up the shoulders, open up the neck and back, and create some decompression here. Drop your head. We're going to keep the chin tucked for this one, okay? Round forward, tuck the chin. Okay, keep that chin tucked, I'll tell you when. Chin tucked, shoulders relaxed. Awesome. Oh, yeah, nice. Good job, crushed it. I like that, oh yeah. That was awesome.
I can never get it with the peanut. That's the thing.
Well, yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Let's lay all the way back down, face up. How's your neck been feeling?
Oh, great.
Wait, let me say that again. How's your neck been feeling? Hold on one more time. How has your neck been feeling? No, we're not going to do that. Never mind. We're just going to... No.
Vocal.
Yeah.
How has your neck been feeling?
Yeah, never mind. We're going to keep it not great, huh?
No, it's super great. No, I've been getting a little bit of like headaches and migraines recently.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they're, stress.
Yeah, stress related.
A little bit with the weather. You can blame Carl for some of it.
Yeah, truly. A lot of people describe holding stress and anxiety in their neck and shoulders. People say, I carry my stress here. What's really happening here is basically an overload of your nervous system. If you're living in a state of fight or flight because work is stressful, life is really busy and crazy, then your body's gonna increase its muscle tone to be able to adapt to those stressful environments. And so for us, we wanna work on decreasing our nervous system tone by getting adjusted, by getting good sleep, by doing all the things that we know are going to make us recover from the stressful events and things going on in our lives.
so I don't just carry my stress on my shoulders.
Well, that too.
It just feels so locked up right now.
Yeah, well, I can feel that.
Whoa.
We have one more here. Just handcuff your ear. We're just gonna do it.
Don't overthink it.
Let it all go. Like the cat socks. You're welcome. Oh my God. Love. I'm gonna do a little pull on the top of the foot, okay? Open up a little bit more mobility through this ankle. Nice and relaxed here. Go ahead and pull your hip up towards your face. Relax your foot. There it is. And then pull this hip up. Relax your foot. There we go. Nice. I know. We usually don't get this one, huh? No. Oh, the hip flexors are actually feeling pretty good.
I've been stretching.
Have you? Let's go. Yay. Okay. Yeah. I feel pretty good about that. Sweet. Okay. Gwen, why do you get adjusted?
Medically, I have scoliosis in my neck. But as you also described, I carry a lot of tension in my neck and my shoulders, and it makes me feel so much better when I get an adjustment. Because if I don't get one, then I just feel like my body's just like starting to curl inward all the time, and I can't get like a full breath and move very well.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. When you're able to breathe better and move better, how does that then affect your life?
I mean, like, I don't know, I guess think about it when you get a really good night's sleep. Like the next day, you feel so much better. You're like more energized. You're able to do all the things that you want to do. And when you get like crappy sleep, you're not in a good mood.
Yeah.
So when my body's just like feeling better, it's in better movement, it's in the right alignment, it helps everything feel better.
Yay. Okay. And why do you come to Golden Gate Chiropractic? What makes this office different from other chiropractic you've had in the past?
Okay, it's actually like kind of a long story, if that's okay. But when I moved here, I'd been seeing a chiropractor for like over a decade, and that was my first thing. I was like, I gotta find a manual manipulation chiropractor. And I called a whole bunch of them. Not all were manual manipulation, and some were a little salesy. But I called you guys, and your front desk gal answered, and she was so sweet. And she was like, I'm about to get really busy. Can I call you back? And I was like, yeah, sure, totally expecting you guys not to call me back. She called back. So instantly you got like 10 points in my mind. But she was also so kind, and she got me in to see Dr. Ace, and you were still a student, which was really cool.
Yeah.
And when I came for my first appointment, you guys listened to me. It wasn't like you're trying to sell your way of chiropractic care or anything. It was just like, this is what I'm looking for. Can you guys do that? And you're like, that's what we do. And it's been wonderful.
Yay. Yeah. Good. Great. Awesome. Well, thank you.